Is anybody else tired? Like, financial burnout is a real thing, and we have data behind it. 41% of Americans say that their financial stress is causing mental harm, and 82% of employers say that burnout is costing them money, and it is a true risk. So what can we do about it as a storm is outside, and how can we overcome it? I would say that the most common route is to become financially independent. Do what you can, get super rich, and get out of the rat race. Yeah, that's one way. Instead, I'm going to suggest something just a little bit different. Let's go ahead and break it down. Now, this is Men's Mental Health Month. I don't have a script. I don't have paper. We just gonna talk, all right? So here's the thing. Financial independence is important. I would argue that money does buy happiness to an extent, and yes, there is data that does suggest that as well. If you have been broke and hungry, tacos make you happy. Okay, now up to a certain point, I forget what the exact number is, it does kind of cap out, right? Where it doesn't just buy you like $1 million to $2 million doesn't make you twice as happy at that point. But here's the thing. The financial stress of student loans, credit card debt, and really the price of just living has gone up significantly. Like in the 90s, the average house, right, the median house to be exact, was around $114,000, $115,000, all right? Today, that same house is close to $400,000 and just a little bit more than that. And to afford a house in 2025, you need a six-figure salary. The average person today in America does not make six figures, so buying a home is more expensive. That is a problem. People have more student loan debt. That is a problem. Credit card debt is a problem, and people aren't getting paid enough. So when you don't have enough money, it's hard to manage the money that you do have. Not to mention all the chaos in the stock market and everything in between. That is stressful. On top of that, people are getting laid off. That is stressful. I got laid off. That is stressful. So how are people managing all of this stuff, and how should you do it? So there's a thought out there that, again, you should just grind it out, do what you can, make as much money, and get off of the cycle, get off of the rat race, all right? I ain't no rat, that's number one, okay? But there is some truth to that, because if I can make what I can now, become a millionaire super quick, make $1 million before 30, or make $1 million before 40 or 45, I don't need none of this, right? And I can coast my way to financial freedom and live in the Hamptons or do whatever. That makes sense, except that that is going to cost you more, in that you have to work very, very hard, or even harder, to do that. Most people forget that a lot of the people who have done that usually make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, and that means they're working in high leverage tech situations, which is fine, right? Lawyers, doctors, so on and so forth. That is not the majority of us. Quick announcement, y'all. Wall Street is keeping its best advice to itself and its wealthy clients. And that's because studies show those who work with a financial planner tend to do better. But to get that advice, sometimes you have to spend thousands of dollars and have a high minimum just to talk with somebody. For example, to work with me when I was a financial advisor, it was $250,000. That was the minimum. To be honest with you, I don't like that. That's why I'm working with Wealthmore. Through June 30th, 2025, they have a $0 minimum. That means you get to work with a financial planner one-on-one, and you can even message your financial planner through the app. You can also use the app and join the community for free. Download Wealthmore today and use the code BuildingBread. All right, back to the video. Most people's businesses don't make that type of money. Fine, right? What does that mean for everybody else? What does that mean for the average person who can't hit their financial independence number and retire in 10 years or in 5 years? What does that mean for us? The answer is in one word: focus. When I say focus, we have so many different enemies out there financially, right? Like I said, debt, high cost, trying to defeat your mind when it comes to the stock market and everything in between. And when you're trying to fight all these battles all at the same time, that, for me, is where I think the stress comes into. When I talk to people and I do seminars, or I'm reading emails from people, or again, I'm doing live classes and they say, I'm trying to do this, and this. I'm like, that is why you're stressed. Your attention is divided. And to make things worse, you're trying to do 5 different things with your money. You're at work, you've got family stuff, you've got kids, and then you gotta come home and do all the stuff you're trying to do in your normal day-to-day life. You are not going to be able to survive and do that. And that is why you are burnt out. That requires focus. So what I usually recommend is, and I tell people this when I'm on the phone with them all the time, is sit down and figure out what is your top priority. Now, I can't tell you what your priority should be. Okay, that ain't my job. Okay, but what I recommend is take all those financial goals. Is it getting out of debt? Is it investing? Is it saving more? So on and so forth. I usually say, depends on, do you have 6 months of your emergency savings? Yes or no? The answer is no. I usually put savings first. Take care of yourself first. Then is it credit card debt? That's usually second. Then we go to investing and then student loans. Now, again, everybody's order is going to be different. That's just usually how I organize it. In either case, take one of those goals, and that is where we focus first. We laser focus on that. Everything else, we just put on the back burner and just kind of have that on autopilot. Keyword, autopilot. The reason why you want to have these things on autopilot is that it does not require your energy and does not require your focus. That energy is the one asset and resource that you have. Because once you are burnt out and you are tired, you are done. Once you light a match or a candle, it's gone. All right, and then you sleep and you're done for the next day, right? And that interest is going to add up on the next credit card payment, so on and so forth. So whether it is getting an automated tool, whether it is setting scheduled payments within an app or whatever, you need to set those things up. But what I do is say, look, this is the one thing that I'm focused on. I'm getting this savings to X amount. That is where I am right now. Once I hit that, checked it off, or it's automated and it's going to get there whether I touch it or not, then I'm moving to goal number 2. That is what I'm laser focused on, and I'm not focused on nothing else until this thing is done. Again, we are so distracted and divided by what's happening on social media, what's happening here, what's happening there, and all these other things that is kind of eating at you, and that is kind of forcing you to be burnt out, right? So there's so many people who, I see it in this business. Why do you think that I've been able to do this for 15 years? Why do you think I've been able to do 3 videos a week for all of these years and almost never miss a week? Has anybody considered that? And for those who have been subscribing for a very, very long time, how is it that at one point I was doing videos 5 days a week and almost never missed a day? And that is because I was laser focused on what I was trying to do. My whole purpose was like, hey, I do other stuff. I write books. I do stuff on Instagram and all kinds of stuff. But my main goal is I'm laser focused on video. I want to be here for the people on YouTube. I want to grow my YouTube audience. I want to be continuously improving on video. I ain't the best yet. Still improving. It's a slow journey. But that is what I'm trying to do. And that's what my focus is. So that's what I'm doing. What I'm not trying to do is be on YouTube and be the best person on TikTok and be the best person on Instagram and be the best person on building a newsletter and be, I can't do all of those things at the same time. I will be burnt out by trying to do that. But if I build one good thing, then I can go and build something else. Then I can go and build something else. That is the best way, in my view, to prevent burnout. So that is my thought in times like this to help to assuage, right, to massage burnout in times like this. And again, your goal, right, isn't just to survive, it's to thrive in times like this. And the best way, the absolute best way in my view to attack it is to focus and then to automate. You want more resources and videos to kind of help you to do that, you want to check out this video right here.